EVE Online's only source for news from Notoras. April 8th, 2020. Notoras is the place where everything goes your way. In follow-up to news, Sane and Dashi reached out and told us that it was heavy newt pressure from the hunt cormorant. Take it seriously. It's not just the cormorant either. I've seen the worm and the corax come across on the killboard as well. In the local sports roundup, we lead off with Hatin U2, our current kill leader, soloing a Tristan for 6 points. Vero Knoll then solos a Tristan, catching 8 points plus the pod. Hatin U2 with another Tristan kill for 5 points. Followed up with a Gory Thane kill. You guessed it, a Tristan solo for 4 points. Then we get to the full disclosure portion of the sports segment where I tell you that Dogi caught me while I was making this video. I got caught slipping and I paid the price. Pretty sure I forgot to cloak. Then we end on a high note with the famous face of Edmund Kim soloing a hawk with his Draugr. 10 points on the kill, and that's the big single kill total for the week. Said one local Edmund Kim fan, and I quote, "He hasn't said yes yet, but I found a doctor that will sew me and Edmund together so we can be Siamesed. It's all I can think about. If he says no, I'll probably just do it anyway. He'll be happy once he wakes up." End quote. In Battleship news, things couldn't be better for the Battleship enthusiast in today's New Eden. In a recent update announcement, scan resolution for Tier 1 battleships will have been increased by 1/3. This is a considerable buff and long overdue. Further, Tier 1 battleships will have been given a 10% increase in base hit points. All resistance modules will have had their efficacy reduced by 20%. Short-range Tier 2 ammo will have been given a 15% damage increase, which will be considerable in conjunction with the aforementioned resistance module changes. In Battleship market news, the Abaddon selling for 226, buying for 194. A 14.2% margin, trending up 55 million in 6 weeks, and continuing that trend with low double-digit volumes. The Apocalypse selling for 181, buying for 155 with a 14.4% profit, trending up 40 million in that same time frame with low double-digit volumes. The Navy issue with a good widespread of 85 million but single-digit volumes. The Armageddon selling for 189 and buying for up to 169. 11.3%. Trending up 40 million. Low double-digit volumes. The Navy issue is abysmal. Nobody wants them. The Bargest sellers at $1 billion and buyers at 890 million, a little over 10% on double-digit quantities. Up 100 million in 6 weeks. The Balgorn trades well with mid-range double-digit quantities, but the 10% margin is low and the long-term investment has shown no growth since redistribution began. The Dominics with high double-digit numbers and a 60 million ISK increase in the last 6 weeks. Your take is just under 14%. Great movement in the Dominics market. The Navy issue is on an upward trend since the beginning of April, single-digit daily quantities. and 100 million ISK on the takeaway. The Hyperion is pulling almost 14% on the take, 40 million up since redistribution and quantities around 25 units per day. The Leshak has about 13.5% between the buyers and the sellers, which isn't the best, but the quantities sometimes hit triple digits. If you can buy at 340 and sell for 400, you can make your 15% on a really steady market. The Macarial is always in the meta, and it's trading mid-double digits on a daily basis. Demand is wacky high right now, and nobody is getting a Macarial at the buy price. The margin of 7% doesn't even cover fees and taxes. The Maelstrom trades in the single digits on the daily and has 14% on the take. The Megathron is up 60 million since redistribution began, and the take is 19% today. Buyers at 172 and sellers at 212, with quantities in the mid-double digits. A great ship to trade right now. The Navy issue isn't worth trading. The Nestor is trending down with a 12% take, with around 50 units per day. It would be a risk, but I could see the coming changes having an impact on this ship's value in the market. After all, it has a resistance bonus. The Nightmare is trending down and trading in the 20 and 30 unit per day range. The Rattlesnake hits triple-digit quantities regularly with a 10% take, but is trending down over the last quarter. The Raven trades quickly and has 16% on the take. The Raven's average is up 50 million in 6 weeks. Day trading or long term, this is a good one. The Navy issue, not so much. The Roke has a great margin with average quantities. 21% on the take, this battleship is a no-brainer today. The Scorpion offers 19% on the take, but slow movement. The Navy issue gets no movement, but has 15% on the take. Tempest quantities have been trending up to the mid-double digits and 15% on the take. This is a good short-term investment. The Fleet issue has the same story. Great margin, no movement. The Typhoon is the ship that I produce. It's got 15% on the take and average movement. The Fleet issue doing single-digit trades. We'll finish it off with the Vindicator, the second most expensive of the Tier 1 battleships. The take is 10% and the quantities are average. For more market information, watch Eve Talk, presented by DeLone Wolf. And that is the news from Notoras. In Notoras, we do not hurry, yet everything is accomplished.